Hello and welcome back. As you saw in the last episode, the engine's blown. I haven't got a baffled sump in this, so I think I've starved the oil pump as I've gone round that hairpin. Spanner bearing, a rod bearing, and yeah, we're running on 3 and we've got rod knock. So today we're going to get it jacked up, drop all the fluids, get the engine out, see if we can find what the problem is. We're going to need a new engine, so don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, share, cause we need to get monetized and we need these videos to take off and go viral so we can start earning some pennies to buy some new engine parts, like a baffled sump and an oil pressure switch. Things that would have saved me from this going pop. So first things first, let's disconnect the battery, get these drive shafts out, get it jacked up, get the front end off, start disconnecting the loom, get it out. Let's go. So as you can see, lots and lots of oil everywhere. Everything's coated in it. What I'll do though is I'll get all this off underneath. You don't need to see this again. Drive shafts out, drive shaft out, gearbox mount off, boost pipe, all that. Yeah, boost pipe and all that can come out with the engine. Drop the coolant, and then everything else we can do from the top. Look at this. I felt a little bit of wobble in the brakes when I was on track. It did go away after a little bit. I'm not surprised, big crack in that RTS brake discs for an SC170. 300mm ones. Not very happy about that. Okay, let's have a recap. Drive shafts are out. Oil cooler is off. Radiator, intercooler, front end as you can see there. Drop the coolant. Started disconnecting some of the wiring. I need to get the intake off. Disconnect the gear cables, disconnect the exhaust. Get all the wiring out the way. We are ready to pull this engine. Got to get that mount off. That mount. Lower it down onto me red crate. And then push the car back. Fingers crossed it should be that easy. We'll see. There she is, she's out. Can't see anything obvious, there's no big holes. It looks like it's from low down in the engine. I don't know if it's just the sump or something, but we've definitely got rod knock anyway because we can hear it. But maybe the block's okay. Not that we'll reuse it, we'll just get a full engine. Now we need to get it on the stand and start tearing it down. Start to find the first bit of damage. I don't know if you can see that. That is a big chunk of metal. Shouldn't be in there. And there's bits of swarf in that gearbox. Now it's not the gearbox, luckily the gearbox is okay, nothing's been damaged. It's behind that flywheel there. But to be honest, the flywheel, the clutch, it's all coming off. Clutch will probably be replaced anyway. After John's lighting flywheel's gone in his, I might have to get one as well, just to make it more revvy. Good practice. Yeah, and it's going to have to be stripped off this engine anyway, because this engine's no good. So let's get that off. Okay, so there we have it. An egress point. The piston has left the chat. Look at that. No wonder we had low oil pressure, low compression. Wow. It would make sense that it's at one end though, if we do think that it's to do with the oil starvation. Okay, so as you have just seen, there is a big hole in there that's not meant to be there. We cannot JB weld that back together. That is internals that should be internal. I've got that heat shield off, but I'm not really going to tear too much into this engine, obviously. I can see what the issue is now. We starved it of oil. It's gone pop. What I'm going to do is get another engine, we'll get them side by side, and as I'm taking bits off, I'll put them onto the new engine, depending what that one needs. Turbo looks okay. This clutch, 5-puck clutch, stood up pretty well, considering the AP200 one I got from Voodoo lasted half a track day. The original one just slipped straight away. The flywheel's not too bad, but again, when we're in the gearbox, we might as well replace them because they're consumables and they need replacing at some point, and we might as well do it as it's out. Depending on where I get the engine from and what engine, I don't know what bits I'm going to need off this. AC pump, even though I've not got AC, it's still on there just for the belt, but I believe this is clutched, so it doesn't actually cause an issue with it not being hooked up and still being on. Everything else looked okay. Turbo looked good. We were worried that might have been an issue at one point. And the downpipe, I don't know whether to put a sports cut on this in case they ever do want to get it road legal. Not that it'd be nice to drive it with that gripper diff on the road, but you never know. Plus it might quieten it down a bit because it does drone. Right, that downpipe's off. There is a tiny bit of play in this turbo. I probably can't see that on camera, but I can certainly feel it. So I might as well get that refurbed while it's off. If anyone knows any decent places to get this refurb, let me know. It's an AET VT 330R turbo, KO4 bearing housing. If anyone's interested in turbo parts. Right, so there they are. The internals that aren't internal anymore. On the end of the spark plug, a bit of a mess to get that out, so the head's probably goose as well now anyway. But it's all going to be scrap. Bit of scrap metal for you there, boys. What a shame. But it's my own fault. Should have put a baffled sump in it. We did speak about this. Me and Mike spoke about it right at the beginning. We put one in this Civic, and we know the more grip, the more problems. My own fault. Should know better. But it is what it is, and it's give you a bit of content. Right, so there it is. I'm going to leave this one here. Like I said, I'm not going to tear this down, because once I've got the engine side by side, I'll move stuff over as and when, like, we don't know if it's going to come for starter motor or any of this, the intake, whatever we need, we will see. I hope you enjoyed this one, probably more than I did anyway. Oh, and don't forget, we do need you to like, comment, subscribe, share. It does help us out. And like I say, we need money for parts. So, you know what to do. Don't forget, tell your mum, tell your nan. Peace.